for elevated conversations.
Man, what's up, world? How y'all feeling, man? It's your boy, Real Spill, man. We finally got everything going. I promise y'all that I'm a lot better with my mouth than I am with my hands. So I appreciate y'all staying tuned, man, and checking us out.
He's a geek. He's a geek.
Yeah.
This guy got some skills on the mic and he got some skills on the computer.
Man, how y'all doing, world? How y'all doing? What all you tell the world so far, James?
Basically, I was letting them know that elevated conversations was brought up due to the fact of all these different topics we have in the world that turns into debates and we don't get answers. We don't get any solutions. Just basically talking, going back and forth at each other with no resolution in the community.
Yeah, and the main thing that we want to make sure that when you communicate and have conversations, it's a two-way thing. So a lot of times we get caught up in how we feel and what our emotions are, and we forget the aspect that communication requires two people. So really, this elevated conversations is going to be more than just talking. It's going to be communicating with the people. We're going to ask the hard questions. We're going to talk about the topics that everybody else might not want to talk about. And we're going to bring on guests and people that are like minds and like energy. Because the one thing about this journey that we're doing as people, man, and as we're creating as beings, we're creating our own legacies. As we walk, as we talk, as we do the things that we do, we no longer have the excuse of we don't know.
Right.
So, the more we know and the more that we communicate and have higher level conversations and more elevated conversations, the better we're going to be as people. So I'm excited, man. First of all, I want to let y'all know who I am. I'm Real Spill. A lot of y'all know me through a lot of different avenues. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a poet. I'm an author. I'm not coming to you as somebody with master degrees and things like that. I think it's two types of education that you live in this world. Sometimes you live in the mind of the book, and you get your educations through the book and through things that you acquire through classes and things like that. And then some people actually live a life. So a lot of things that I talk about and a lot of things that I'm going to revert back to is just about living real life situations. Because the one thing I know is a book can definitely increase your imagination. It could take you places mentally, but it's nothing like the physical. Actually being there, living through it, surviving it, man. And so what I'm going to tell you guys is a story about survival. I'm going to talk to you about the things that I've seen, the things that I've done. And I want to hear what you guys have to say as well, because it's all about opening up my mind and learning new things. I've been able to travel to 39 different states, James. I've been able to travel 38. I'm traveling to 39 here later on this year. I'm from Bryan, Texas, so I'm from a small town with big dreams. Right. I went to school in Peoria, Illinois. That's where I attended college, and then from there I went to Chicago, and that's where I learned a lot of my game, a lot of the hustle, a lot of the things that that taught me how to be a man. Right. Because as a kid we think certain things and we feel like we men, but as you know, walking as a man, as a king on this earth, sometimes we not as grown as we think we are in the world. And the things that I have done have definitely humbled me and turned me into the man that I'm showing you guys today. I'm a father of 4. I've been married. I've been divorced. So it's not a lot of topics or not a lot of things that I can't relate to. But the one thing that I will say before I get the people, before I get my boy James and my former king up here, is I'm just at a point where I'm not taking excuses anymore. Once I looked at myself in the mirror and I realized that my destiny and the things that I control is all I can control. So the things that people bring to me as far as negativity and things like that, I had to learn how to repel those things, because the things you bring into your own universe is the things that actually you portray outwardly through your universe. Right. So the things that we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about interpersonal relationships, and we're going to talk about is social media hurting or harming our people. Okay, so before we get to our topics, man, tell the people who you are, what you do, and what you're about.
The name is James, Dallas native, born and raised here. Dale Turner to Atwell to Carter High School to Lancaster High School. So I'm a husband, I'm a father, mentor. I guess more consultant than just putting myself on one title.
Okay.
First, I'm gonna say I'm a servant. I'm a servant to the Most High because I feel that as long as I'm providing a service, uh, my heart is already in there, so I don't actually have to have any motive behind what I'm doing. I come with pure intentions. I use the phrase of wearing my heart on my shoulders, on my chest. My heart is out there. I've learned through that process, some people are gonna take that as a sign of weakness, and I think we call it energy vampires is what they call it, energy vampires. And once I actually figured that out through a bunch of transition with death in the family, and my baby girl, she's 2, transition of my 18-year-old son, haven't seen him since October, but it's the system that's been put in place. And I've been fighting that system for 18 years. And I have a 19-year-old, building my relationships with them. I was a bachelor before I got married. A bachelor, had that hard life of in and out. And so I got married, changed my life. And so when you talk about the social media topics, one thing I can admit right here is that a woman can change your whole life. She can be the best thing in the world to you, or she could be the worst. But we're here to talk about all that. So that's enough about me. I'm just here to be a servant and provide a service to the community, everyone that's listening. And I partnered up with my guy Real Spill here. We did a fashion show together that we knocked out for the first time.
Yeah.
Back in November.
Yeah. We did that.
Like people saying this on live TV. Do you see my hand right here? I was dabbing you.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, yeah, you gotta let me know. I'm up here trying to connect with the people. I got 3-4 screens going, man. So I appreciate my brother, man. You were looking real dapper that day too. I remember. You were looking real fly. You was a little nervous, but once you got on stage, man, your natural king, your natural kingdom. Yeah, all that. Yeah, okay. We did get a little elevated. Yeah. But hey, man, we're gonna go into our first topic, man. We're gonna elevate. We're gonna motivate. We're gonna educate, man. So first topic, James. Right. St. Patrick, is social media helping or hurting the people, man? We got to know. I got my own opinions, and I've done some research, and I'm going to back it up because I always want to bring the receipts. That's one thing you're going to know about me. I'm going to always bring the facts, right? And I'm going to always bring a different mindset than maybe you had. So I want to hear your opinion. Is social media helping or hurting our people?
Hurting us. It's killing us.
It's hurting our people.
It's killing us.
Why is it hurting us, man? You got to let people know.
Because we can't focus on whatever our assignment is. We won't even know what our assignment is, because if you're seeing this lifestyle over here someone else, and you often hear women say, I want a husband, but she didn't say what type of husband. I'm just going off some of the feedback I've gotten.
Right.
Myself personally, I stepped off of Facebook for a whole 2 months one time, and I got so much accomplished with book reading and everything. It actually, social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, it makes people crave attention. Yeah. So that validation is what's killing our children, it's killing our relationships, it's killing our social skills. So that's just from my experience. And you can actually see it. You see people debating because they don't like the way this person sings. Like, or debating on, I saw a conversation that says, is $50 cheap, expensive, or not enough? Mm-hmm. When I saw that, because I'm a 70s baby.
Yeah.
So I feel like when they killed R&B, they killed love. So when you say $50 for a date, that's simple. Oh man, easy. Walk in the park. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Walk in the park, staring each other in the eyes, a conversation. You get to have a conversation with this individual, right? Afterwards, go get you some ice cream from Brahms. It depends on the person, though. You see what I'm saying? But usually, when we have these type of conversations, when you say a $50 on a date, you got to understand, where is this person at in their life?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's my.
So your opinion is hurting them. Now, my boy Mel, this is one of my poetry. from my brothers in poetry. He said social media has been detrimental to society and has effectively made people less social, which brings me to the point of I think it has helped and hurt our people. Okay, it helped us in a way that businesses have flourished. Black business, because that's what we talk about. Black business has flourished during the social media uprising, as far as the pandemic and everything, where it forced people to be inside.
Right.
So on that aspect of making money and economics, I think it's done wonders for the Black people. Okay, because it's opened up our mind, and we've been able to connect with people that normally, because of the demographic or whatever it may be, money, whatever, we couldn't actually get to them physically, right?
Right.
So with social media, we got access to them immediately, right now, in front of us with a click of the button, which leads you to my next point. It also hurts us, right? Because now the world gets to see just how ignorant
we can be.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because now, instead of us using our mind and our intellect, because the thing that we're going to talk about over the next few weeks and the next few months and the years is we're going to talk about elevation.
Right.
How we get out of this so-called matrix and we're able to elevate melanated people,
right,
people of color. So when I say social media helps and hurts our people, is if we do more of the business side of it,
right,
show our intellect, because we come from Kim,
which is what it was for.
Yeah, right.
Kim, really for
business purposes, to connect, to network. It started as a college thing.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg.
The
guy who did Apple. It all started with the
it was a networking thing,
right,
to draw people in through networking, things like that.
Right.
Now we've turned it into, let me show my butt, let me show this and that. And that's the problem that I have, is because you want me to treat you like a queen. I want to treat you like a queen. I want to be treated as a king.
Right.
But if all you see is my butt when I'm on social media, or all you see is me acting a fool, then at the end of the day, yeah, I might be getting paid, but inside, which is what we're talking about, because we trying to reach a level of enlightenment, inside I still feel empty, because it no longer becomes about me and my own personal thoughts and ideas. It comes to me acting a fool for the likes and the follows and the appreciation of complete strangers, which at the end of the day, they don't care about you, James. You could fall right here and break your neck, and you just another person to them. Right? But long as you laughing, joking, acting a fool, they're gonna put you on a pedestal. And that's what I say. Social media, it helps and hurts the people, man. I'm gonna see if we got some more comments. We live on Facebook, we live on Instagram. If y'all got questions, comments, chime in, man. We want to see what y'all talking about. And I see Elevated. I see my boy Prime is up here on YouTube, man. We appreciate you timing in on YouTube, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow page. Check it out.
We gotta get him here.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get Prime up here, man. We always gonna be talking to Black entrepreneurs. We want to talk to Black business owners. We want to talk to queens and kings, because this is all about us and elevating what we're trying to do. But I was actually reading something, James, and this was interesting to me, okay? Because that's the first thing that we decide that we're gonna talk about is, oh man, no, I just promote my business. I just do this on social media. But because I was curious. Because I'm like, man, because you'll fall for anything if you don't stand on something.
Right.
And that's what we're going to do. We're not going to just take the information and take it as facts. We're going to deep dive into it, right? Because I'm not here. I'm here as an independent.
Right.
Independent mind, independent thinker. Right. I'm not here representing the organization. I'm not here representing the religion. I'm representing mankind.
Right.
Because I'm not trying to look above anybody else. I'm trying to be with you on this approach to enlightenment, right? To find our inner God and find our inner peace within ourselves, because this is a journey that we take,
right?
And it's so short, man. This life that we live is so short that we don't take serious the things that we're here to accomplish,
right?
So going back to the social media thing, it says that the number one. Now I don't even know. I haven't researched it enough, but they said the number one race of people that were hurt during the pandemic, as far as business-wise, was Black people. Black people.
Yeah.
Asians were second. Now, I don't, like I said, I haven't deep dove into this enough, but this is, I'm going to get the information so people know that I'm not just flying off the seat of my pants, because like I said, I always want to bring my facts. Okay, so this is according to let's see. It says this in 2021, black-owned businesses were started at the fastest clip in 26 years. Okay, so in 2021, which was the beginning of the pandemic and all the middle of the pandemic, and not just the beginning, but the right in the wave of the pandemic, we started more businesses than any other 20 at the fastest clip in 26 years. But the adverse effect is we also lost the most money in the same amount of time as far as black businesses.
I think that
they can't hear you in the mic. I gotta hear this in the mic.
Okay, all right, my bad. I think the reason is that for one, I believe COVID came to help us find out who we were, and a lot of us found out who we were very soon, right? A lot of us found out that, like, hey, I don't want to go back to work. When your back is pushed to the wall, one thing about our culture, we're gonna figure it out. We're creators naturally, but when you're worried about if you can't go here because you're gonna get paid, or if you're gonna take this, you won't get paid. That puts fear.
Right.
So when that fear kicks in, that fear contaminates everything around. So I'm like I said, I believe it was more of a spiritual work with the COVID, although we lost a lot of people doing that. Not the way I wanted to see out of my 40-some years. I've never seen nothing like this in my life, to where the baby boomers were fearful when they've seen everything. When we're talking about the Martin Luther King, the Malcolm X stuff, to COVID. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like that really, that unity we look for and we want to have, that shook us. It scared us. It scared the living daylights out of us.
So what? I mean, I understand what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but this is what we got to do. We got to challenge ourselves.
Okay.
How are we growing at the fastest rate in the last 26 years?
Right.
Right. But since the pandemic, we have lost the most money. Now, I have a more logical solution, a more elevated way of thinking. I'm going to say maybe because we invested more money into our businesses, into ourselves, then the actual money that we had as a people was squandered. Because let's be honest, a lot of these business,
no research.
Right. A lot of these business don't need to be out there. Pookies, pool, and renewal services don't need to be out there. You know what I mean? Some of these businesses are failing because the money is one thing, but what you do with the money it's like information is power. No, information is not power. Information applied is the power. Yeah. It don't mean nothing that you have the money or the information. What are you doing to influence change with what you have? And that's what I think the biggest problem is. We don't want to listen.
Right.
We don't want to research.
Right.
So all we got to do is, I got $10,000 from the government. I'm about to start this.
Right.
No information. You ain't did no research. But because I got 6,000 followers and I got $10,000 in my bank account and people like me, that makes me an expert on the situation. And that's what keeps us down.
Yeah.
Because we just take anything that somebody give us, bro, and we take it as the truth.
Yeah. No
Jesus Christ, blonde hair, blue eyes, this wavy hair. Oh, thank you, Jesus, Hail Mary. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you know your history, you realize that the Caucasian race was the last race to enter the earth.
Right.
The last race. So if God's son is a Caucasian, then and he's the beginning, then what people would just see, that's what they want you to think. But when you elevate and you research these things, man, you actually come to find out that a lot of things that you think is facts is actually false. And it's actually part of the brainwashing that the people do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But because we take it, just like they told us we was 3/5 of a man.
Yeah.
Everything that they had came from us.
Right.
So if we're 3/5 of the man, what does that make you? Does that make what does that make you? If I'm 3/5 of you and you didn't invent diddly squat,
Right.
then what does that make? What does that make you? You see what I'm saying? And that's what we have to do as people. We got to start educating ourselves.
Right.
And then the information that we take, we got to stop keeping it to each other. We got to actually start sharing it with our people. You know, and I shout out to Nicole. She on here. She said, like always, we find a way to make it work.
Yes.
We find a way to make it work. That's because we are the original people.
Yes.
Everything that's working right now came from us originally.
Right.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. We live in. I wanted to say this. We living in the best time of the universe, of mankind. Right now, we are living as far as melanated people.
Right.
Once we get out of the matrix and realize we're not the victims anymore, and we actually are the kings and the queens that we were destined to be, man, we're gonna. It says it. The meek shall inherit the earth.
Yeah.
The first shall be the last.
Right.
All of that, they it's in the book, but those are the parts that they fail to highlight to make sure that they talking about you and me.
Right. There was some prophesies in November about this year, and you know, you hear different people prophesize things, and you just say, okay, that's their opinion. They have their opinion. But when you actually feel it in spirit, actually happening, like in spirit right now, you seen Black Panther 2. The woman is.
Man.
I know. This is where I'm going. This is where I'm going.
Yeah, I'm listening. I got something to say about Black Panther too.
I know. No, I get you. But what I'm saying is, what it's showing is that we need the woman to assist in getting us to whatever our destination is, right?
Exactly.
And what I'm seeing is a rise in our women in business positions, management positions, pay increases, right? Then you got the fall of Thuggish Ruggish Bone. And what I'm saying about the fall of that man, it's the fall of the guy who is intentionally out here hurting our women. You get my point? Mm-hmm. So there's been a rise in our women, and there's been more of an awakening in our men that, like, I want to give me to my child. Spiritually, I'm seeing the men are like, no, let me get to my child. Because when you see all these murder cases and all of this with the daughter being killed and the kids being killed, there hasn't been any consequences.
Right.
Nobody's seen any consequences since the 90s, because you got uncle back in the day, like, no, I took care of that.
That's true.
You get my point? So it's like, we're only seeing what we're seeing in this world right now because there has not been any consequences.
Yeah.
So you wanted to speak on Black Panther. I wasn't really like talking about the movie. I was just talking about, look how it's showing, like, it's also showing the rise of a woman.
Yeah, no, now the whole woman, the feminine movement, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because at the end of the day, man, I expect the best out of me. And that's what people don't realize. Like, they always put it into sectors. Man versus woman, black versus white, this versus that. I'm just trying to be the king in me.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to carry myself the best I can. And and because I carry myself this way and I'm not looking for the bad in everybody, I actually recognize the God in you.
Right.
So when you reached out to me about this podcast, what did we say? I already got it in line because the universe had already aligned everything. I just needed the right partner. Yeah. Right? We need the right partner. That's what we need to do. We need to do better as our people of picking better partners. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. If we pick better partners, you see what I'm saying? It don't become me versus you. It just becomes, hey, I got a partner that wants to go out there and do her very best. Right. Because I want to do my very best. Right. I know you want to do your very best. So you know what? we don't pick and complain at each other and say, hey, James, the hat you wore the other day, man, kind of look ridiculous. I know you went out there and did your very best. Right. So I don't even question what you got on. I say, man, he wore that with intention.
Right.
So as a people, we need to start moving more with intention. But this is the thing. This is the kicker. We don't have enough education to be comfortable enough to move with intention.
Right.
We move how the world say move.
Yeah.
And let's go back to the social media thing. Because she got 10,000 likes shaking her butt.
Right.
I feel like I gotta go do the same thing because I can't be cool just being smart. I can't be cool being an engineer. I can't be cool being an astronaut. Guess what? You went back to the baby boomers. Mm-hmm. My daddy think the coolest thing to be was an engineer.
Right.
The coolest thing to be was a teacher.
Yeah.
The coolest thing to be was a lawyer, a doctor. That was the coolest thing to do.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not rapping or if you ain't got your butt showing, you're not cool. Well, you know what? I say screw that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I was with my daughter last night. She's 12 years old. She run track, 7th grade track.
Okay.
I'm standing in line at the concession stand, man. I'm standing in line at the concession stand. And all I hear is B this, F that. Oh, I hit this 6-7 ways from the sideways, this and that. And I don't want to sound like the old man on the porch. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So I just listen to it. I know I've been there before. I've done that before, this, that, and the third. But to be talking like that in a public place, in a line at a concession stand, bro, in a public place, to me as a black man, I felt like I had stepped back 10 years, 15 years, because now that I'm elevated and educated, to me that looks ignorant.
Yeah, yeah.
To me that looks ignorant. So I can't high five you, my dude, homie, because you think you cool because you did this, that, and third for the sideway. But because social media, route, all this stuff, say that it's cool, we go out and do it.
Yeah.
But guess what? The white man capitalized off all of it. Yeah. He get the jail bail money. He get the rights to your contract. You got to sell his product. You got to do it his way. And guess what? If they don't, Kyrie Irving you.
Yeah.
The baby you. They will. Yeah. They doing Ja Morant like that right now. You can't be no elevated Negro and be ignorant, right? Because eventually after they get through using you up, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
See, Mike Tyson had to learn his hustle, but he left boxing broke. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he was playing the white man game, but that's a whole nother. But now he making millions off his own self, off his own hustle, because he realized the power in itself. And as people, we got to start realizing the power in ourselves.
I think it just boils down to, man. I'm gonna say this. It ain't really hard, but it boils down to accountability.
Yeah, they say. Hold on 1 second. And Mel just said that. He said we have to stop being our own worst enemy and use another for our come up and stop allowing us to use us. But that's exactly what we were just saying. I appreciate that conversation, Mel, because that's exactly my sentiments. Exactly.
But yeah, just it's that accountability, man. And it's like you would hear him like, okay, example. We come from the one, right? You hear that conversation last night.
Mm-hmm.
It's a young buck.
Young
buck, right? You, as much as you want to turn and say, boss man, so what does that mean? You know what I'm saying? You come from the woman. So now that woman is right. It's like he's a product of his environment.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And some of these environments are really bad. And it was from choices. You get my point? Right. I've said the consequences should be for these fellas out here who just making babies. Vasectomy. Give them a vasectomy. But you heard the saying, hey, we're supposed to put our roots out there and build the land. We're not building the land. You want a penalty for the one that's out here making these babies, but can't be a daddy. You don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna be real quick. I had a conversation with my son, my 19-year-old. I said, hey, so you ever did anything with a girl? He said, no. I said, so if you would, what would you do?
Yeah.
He said, I hit it. And I say, you hit what? He said, I hit it. Okay. I said, okay. So how you gonna hit it, son? From the back. I said, okay. I've never had this conversation with him, but he goes to high school.
Okay.
You get my point?
Okay.
So I said, so what if you hit it and she missed a cycle? What's that?
Right.
I said, she'll be pregnant. I'm taking up my responsibility. I said, so you gonna quit barber school that you're supposed to go to,
right?
And you gonna tell your mama, oh well, no, I wasn't gonna tell her yet. And I'm sitting here like he's like riding with it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just asking him what is he gonna do. I said, so why would you want to get her from behind? He said, because I don't want to see her face. Now, look,
come on, man.
Look at me, and I'm sitting there like I'm Mr. Romantic.
Yeah,
like, son,
I want to see all the face.
I want to see all the face.
The expression.
But when he said from the back, I said videos.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Because women that's how they showing, right?
Yeah.
So he done made it in his imagination. I want it that way.
That's funny.
But that's another topic,
funny.
man. But I was like, son, we gotta talk. I told him, I said, so you gonna take care of the child? I mean, yeah. I said, but how? You ain't got no money. He said, oh, I didn't think about that, Dad. I said, yeah, you didn't think about nothing in this whole conversation.
And that's what
I said, but we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, that's a lot of us.
I said, because right now, your focus should be who you are and what you want to be, not what somebody else tells you.
My boy Prime says, leaders have to stand. Leaders are not going to necessarily come from the top. Time to get mandatory standards.
Yeah.
So I agree with you, Prime. I mean, at the end of the day, and it's about the accountability, man. And I seen Prime out there last night with his kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he know what I'm talking about. He was in the same environment as me, man. And that's what this is all about, man. This is not a blame session.
Right.
This is an aim session.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? We aim to all try to get better together.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, the more that we learn, each other, man, woman, black, white. Because that's the thing, man. My great grandfather was a son of a sharecropper. He said that he didn't get to share his opinions. Black men like him was getting lynched, hung, castrated, all of that for their opinions, man. So at the end of the day, we got to realize as black men, we still learning how to communicate. So these rappers, they communicating what they done heard and seen in the streets. Mm-hmm. But we got to be the fathers, like you said earlier. We got to be the first point of reference for these kids. Right. You see what I'm saying? To let them know that, man, we come from kings. Right. We ain't come from the gutter. We ain't come from the hood. The houses and the things that we built, the things that we seen through our ancestral glands, right, is greater than anything they have touched on this earth. Greater than anything Kanye West can say he's got in his garage. Right. You see what I'm saying? We did that first. Right. Then they beat it out of us. Mm-hmm. Told us we wasn't kings, told us we was less than dogs, told us we was this, that, and the third, and we had no choice to believe it. Right. Now, through my research, I find out that you have there's 3 to 4 generations before you can totally get rid of the trauma of your ancestors. Okay, 3 to 4 generations. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So if you go back to this, we talk about this 400 years, this, that, and the third. That's the beginning. Right. That was the beginning 400 years ago. The ending was less than 120 years ago. Right. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. The ending. So you have to think about generations as the ending, not the beginning. People say, "Oh, it's been 400 years." No, that was the beginning. We went through generations of beatings, lynching, castrating, this, and our women were being raped in front of, man, your wife. They take your wife from your house, rape her in front of you, and send her back home to you. Yeah. And you still supposed to be the man. No, that puts you in anger. Mm-hmm. That puts you in hurt. That puts you in trauma. And so the closest thing to us is our queens. Yeah. Because the white man don't want us by them, because when the lights go out, you need to be in the chicken coop. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. The essays don't want to be with the Mexicans, and the Latin American people don't want to be with us because they don't want to be associated with black folks. I'm the farthest thing from black. I'm a Latin.
Right.
I come from this. That when they don't realize, they still come from us.
Yeah.
They have been programmed to be called Indians, Mexicans, all they are melanated brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Through the divine. You see what I'm saying? Not through American literature.
Right.
No, this is through divine.
Yeah.
When they came to America, them dark-skinned people was our people. I done seen Mexicans darker than me. I done seen Cubans darker than me. Curlier hair than me. I got no hair. Curly hair, So I'm not going to let them think that it's us against them.
Right.
Because the more we learn each other, the better understanding we have as people, man. And we don't so much think of girl, boy, man, woman, black, white. We start thinking of, let me be the best person I can be through educating and elevating myself.
Okay. For an example, we can say to you, like, when we talk about the accountability part, like, you got people out here writing somebody else's book. Like, my life, I'm not going to play with it. Nobody's going to finish my chapter. You either going to be in the chapter for the season, for the reason. You get my point?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the author. So when we take our life back, when we say, no, I'm about to do what I need to do for me, whether it's shut down social media, disappear, go meditate, go sit in some rain, go sit in some water, whatever it is. But once you get to the point where you quiet your mind, it's kind of like what Bruce Lee said, be like water.
Yeah.
You pour the water into the cup, it becomes the cup.
It's funny you said that, man, because this whole path of enlightenment, man, it started with changing my diet.
Okay.
You know, I went through a divorce, you know, and I went through a little bit of depression. And I know black men don't like to talk about depression, but I'm a real man.
Right.
I talk about it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because that's what they need to know. So I tell them all the time, man, like the things that I have been through, it humbles me.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me be humane to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that some people can't get past the part of themselves, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then, now tell me if you ever heard, like, literally, I want to see you do your best.
Right.
So if I see you slipping as a king, which
check me.
That's
check me.
As kings, we should be able to check you, because it's like, I'm not walking in the light of trying to hate you, right? I just want to help you, my brother. And I'm showing you how it looks from my lens, from a different angle.
Yeah.
Now, when we say angles, people look at it like obtuse, acute. When I say angles, I mean like an angel.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Clearly.
Because that's where angles come from. Like when you see a reflection in the wall, and it look like a person,
right?
That's the way the rays hit that certain angle, and it created this figure. Now in our mind, because we always want to praise something. Right. We want to praise something. Praise Jesus.
Yeah.
Praise Buddha. Yeah. Praise Allah. We want to praise something, right? So when you see that angle over there, I see an angel. But sometimes it's the angle that you look at. Sometimes you could be my angel. By the angle that you provide me and the lens and the ray that you give me, you seeing me from a whole different angle, bro.
Right.
So you actually could be like a guardian angel to me by saying, hey, Justin, when I saw you do that, man, I feared for you, or I didn't like the look, or whatever.
Right.
And I could take it one or two ways. Oh, James, you don't know what you're talking about, man, whatever. And I could continue to look ignorant.
Yeah. Growth.
Or I could take the information king to king, leader to leader, and say, I'm going to take this information and try to improve myself with it. Right. So that's one thing I want to make sure that we all doing, man, is taking this information that we trying to share and improve with it. I want to go to a couple people on Instagram. I got Princess Cam. She on YouTube, matter of fact. She's saying, yes, sir, we have to come to the understanding that we were conquered, and let it digest that we all need to reach higher due to our cultural breaking. And that's beautiful though. I mean, she's telling exactly the truth. She's saying what we saying. You know, we come from trauma, bro. Right. And the first time because we so tough, we don't want to tell nobody we hurt. We don't want to tell nobody we sad, we sick, we shut in, because we too prideful, bro. Yeah. But you don't know that some people actually put in your life to help you. Yeah. And so, you could be your worst enemy.
Yeah. So I must speak on me, my life. Like I said, bachelor, 16 years ago. 2 boys. Child support increase. I'm in the apartment in DeSoto. Nobody know I'm not eating. You see what I'm saying? I met her through Facebook Messenger, my wife.
Okay.
Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
And we talking on the Messenger for one day like it's been a whole week. Meaning that it goes back to what you just said with brothers, meaning that we have kindred spirits, meaning that I can say one word and you know who I am.
Right.
I say that to somebody over there, he weird. You get my point?
Right.
So what I'm saying is she came into my world and my hood mentality, like, no, I'm gonna save my money. And she showed me like, hey, get what you want. I'm just like, what that mean? Mm-hmm. Like I never bought an $80 shirt. You feel me? And she took me to a money exchange, and I was like, I'm used to Ross, bro, Redbird Mall. You get my point?
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, she came in and she challenged me. Yeah. Some challenges I don't want them. I call them unwanted challenges. But even the unwanted challenges help challenge me to become where I'm at now. I couldn't even talk to people to where I just flowed. I just let it flow. Because when you see a different world, traveling, going to different states, just hopping on a train, hopping on a plane, and going to this concert, meeting this person, meeting this celebrity right here, meeting this celebrity, I'm just like, wait a minute now, I'm not used to this. You get my point?
Yeah.
But what I did is said to myself, sit back, enjoy the. There was a phrase she say, chase the experience. So I took the experience and said, this is nice right here. Oh, this is dope right here.
Yeah.
I want to do it myself.
Yeah. It's like once you taste it or feel it.
You taste it. You know taste what I mean? You get the feeling, then here come the desire, and then boom.
It's like you say, nothing like being there, man. Like it was one thing. Like, see, me personally, I got like I don't know if it's like a false sense of confidence or whatever, but I feel like I can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And be successful doing whatever it is that I want to do.
Yes.
And it's not because of cockiness or nothing like that. It's because the confidence that everywhere I have been on earth, I have been able to succeed.
Right.
You know what I mean? I dropped out of college at 21. I had my first son at 21.
Okay.
And that's a whole nother story. We're gonna get into that in another podcast. But I felt like it was my obligation to go to work. You know what I mean? I could have continued to struggle and do like that, but something in my path and my chemistry said I need to go do something else. So I went to work, and I started with this marketing company in Chicago, man. And 2 weeks into that, I was asked to come out to Baltimore, Maryland, to help start up a new startup company. So I immediately came from like number 35, the newest, the baby, to number 6 in 2 weeks. So to me, that's like a promotion.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because now, even though I'm still the lowest, I'm number 6 and not number 25.
Right.
Right? Because it was the opportunity. Now, 3 years later, 3.5 years after I dropped out of college, I was making 6 figures. Managing people. I'm reading resumes from people with degrees, masters, this and that, but they coming to me for a job. Now, tell me that ain't humbling. Now, let's rewind this. I come from Bryan, Texas.
Right.
A dirt road on a dead end in a mobile home. That's where I come from.
Right.
From there, I went to college, dropped out of college. 3 years later, I'm interviewing somebody with a degree that came from Connecticut that had credentials way higher than mine. But you know what they didn't have? The hustle.
Yeah.
So I lived a lot of my life off hustling. Off just surviving. I was selling weed at 13.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to condone anybody, but it was a certain lifestyle that I always saw myself living.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when my parents wasn't able to get me Jordans, my mentality wasn't a losing mentality to say, oh, well, I guess I ain't gonna ever have no Jordans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess I ain't gonna ever have no Jordans.
Right.
But no, that wasn't my mentality. My environment, the quickest thing that I could do to make money wasn't mowing yards.
Yeah.
The projects was right up the street. It's concrete.
Yep.
I stayed on the dirt road on the dead end. I didn't have neighbors I go cut, but I did have marijuana.
Yeah.
I had cannabis. You see what I'm saying? So I was able to take that cannabis that I got and I was able to accumulate money. But what it taught me above everything was I didn't need, you see what I'm saying? I didn't need somebody to give me a job, to give me an opportunity. You see what I'm saying? All I need to do is find something in my environment, right? And learn how to deal with it. And that's why I was great at marketing.
Right.
I was great at marketing because it didn't matter what product. I worked with Under Armour before Steph Curry. That's when I was in Baltimore, Maryland. I worked with, before Under Armour was Under Armour. He just had inventory. And this is live. If I ever lie on this, I want them to call me out on it if I ever lie. You see what I'm saying? Because I want to be taking facts. I worked with Liz Claiborne Makeup. I worked with all the Disney, Vivitar. I worked with these companies, and it didn't matter what they brought me. I was able to sell it.
Yeah.
Because I was their wild card, right?
Yeah.
I was their black face. They say, oh, no. We haven't sold in that area in years.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it. Don't go down there.
Yeah.
Guess where the first place I went? Down there. Because since I knew that they hadn't seen it before, they just need to see me with it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're sending the wrong people that haven't done nothing, that ain't lived nothing, that's getting their information in books when I actually live this life. You see what I'm saying? I know that these people ain't gonna hurt me if I'm not disrespectful. I know these people just ain't gonna ride me if I don't look like a lamb.
Right.
If I look like a lamb, I don't care if you're in corporate America or bottom bar America. You're gonna get taken advantage of. You're gonna get taken advantage of. So at the end of the day, I didn't want to be taken advantage of. So my information, what I want to give people is be better within yourself. Don't worry about nobody else and what they got going on.
I just want to say to the brothers out here, we are expendable to them, but to each other, we're walking on that unity consciousness together, that collective, that unity consciousness, meaning that this is the year of the man that where he gets his land over here, he locks up his family over here, he actually gets his son, or he don't give in, because I tell people all the time, when a man is reduced to flesh, they say, what's wrong with our man? He's been reduced to flesh. Look, he's reduced to flesh. I can't speak on a woman because I'm not a woman.
Right.
He's been reduced to flesh because, for one, let's say he's married. The marriage is not working out right now, right? Right? Let's say he's going through stuff on the job, right? He's going through stuff on the job. Let's say you got some baby mama drama.
Don't I know?
Man married. And you tell me, you confirm this. What's the most hurtful thing for you as a man? For me, it's been withholding my child from me.
Oh, man. Boy.
Withholding
like
my child from
we only got about 10 more minutes left in this podcast. That's a whole nother podcast. But you talking to on one end, man. Like I said, like I said, it's crazy because I'm conflicted. I walk the earth conflicted. That's why I need y'all to help me out. Please give me some guidance and some understanding, because at the end of the day, I'm a single father with a 13-year-old. My ex-wife got the 2 girls, my 2 daughters, my 2 youngest, and my oldest son, his mother tried to keep him away from me for years. Tried to fight me through the court system instead of true understanding between 2 human beings.
You would think that you could as an adult, right?
It wasn't about that. It was about how much she could hurt me. And she knew, like you just said, the one thing that could hurt me was taking my first son, our relationship. And
the thing about it, they know. Because
hell yeah, they know, man, they way smarter than us.
They
know, way smarter than us.
They know we care about the child.
Man, women way smarter than us.
So from words to actions, like I'm telling you, ladies, don't take a man from his child, because at that point, he don't see the sweet boo that I met. He see, oh, you're not. No, we're in opposition.
Hold on, Jay. Before we go too far, you open up a can of worms. We only got 7 minutes.
All right, my bad.
Right.
My
so
bad.
Next week, the next podcast, we'll be talking about interpersonal relationships, interpersonal communication. So a lot of things that James is bringing up today, we actually gonna talk about next week.
I was warming y'all up.
Yeah, but we're gonna stick with the topic, right? Because at the end of the day, we said social media has both hurt us and helped us.
Yes.
And the biggest way that I think that it can help us is through things like this.
Yes.
Through some elevated conversations, through two kings. Like when I'm talking to you, when you're talking to us, you're not talking to somebody that's deadbeat fathers, that's not done things in our community, that doesn't want to help. You're talking to two regular kings.
Mm-hmm.
We all kings, we all queens, man. And all we want to do is for you guys to find the king and the queen in you. Because at the end of the day, that's the most beautiful thing. Because if we all walking around and we smiling and we truly happy to be here on earth,
Mm-hmm.
crime will go down.
Mm-hmm.
Our relationship between baby daddies and baby mamas will be better.
My affirmation is my happiness brings increase, man.
Your happiness brings increase. What you bring into yourself is what we want to reflect out to the world, man. And so at the end of the day, we're not gonna sit up here as angry men. We're not gonna sit up. We have nothing to prove to anybody. What we want to do, man, is have conversations. We want to talk about the things that matter. We want to talk about the topics that maybe you scared to talk about in your own home and you need some intervention. Maybe you need a counselor to get in between what y'all going through, man. That's what we here to do. We here to elevate the people. I know you want to give a shout out, man. What you got to tell the people, man, before we get out of here?
Well, first, I have to give credit to the Business Lounge, Ro. I wouldn't even be here if she didn't invite me to an event that I came to check out for future endeavors, you know. And I just was informed that, let me find this. I'm supposed to be.
Y'all make sure y'all subscribe and like the page on YouTube. We're going to go the first couple times on Facebook, but eventually we'll be doing everything on YouTube and Spotify. We just want to give y'all kind of idea of what we're going to be bringing. Shout out to our YouTube listeners, watchers, Prime, Cam for definitely chiming in, man. Y'all leave y'all comments on there. We'll drop the link when we get off. And anything that we forgot to discuss or that y'all want to add to the topic, leave it on our YouTube page. Let's discuss it next time we come back, man. What else you got, buddy?
All right. So basically on the 31st, I was asked by this individual who goes by Stephanie Sterling, the Authentic. What she's doing is bringing something here on the 31st to help bring our big brothers and sisters to make it a better impact in Dallas.
Okay.
She said it's a struggle getting men to participate. So that's where I come in at to invite all my crew. Thoughts Become Things, the Stellar Men. My son will be here.
Okay.
Because I want him to see what unity consciousness look like. So that would be on March 31st. I'll put the event link down in my description. I'm getting all that information now. So it's from 6 to 8.
Okay.
To my fellas, it's from 6 to 8. So
and like you said, you're gonna drop that in the link. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that information.
Who else you got shout outs to back up?
Shout outs to you, man.
Oh, okay.
Shout outs to you, man, because you on the stage every week. Yeah. And you don't get enough clout. You going to Florida, you going over here, you going over there, and I'm just like, I just want to say I'm proud of you, bro.
Man, I appreciate it. One thing I want to do is start 2023 manifesting. I was out here people pleasing, you know what I mean, and I was out here playing by everybody else's rules. But man, 2023, we grabbing the bull by the horn. It start with this elevated conversation. I want y'all to follow me. Follow my brother right here, Real Spill D3 on Instagram, RILL. Spill SPILLD3. I do a lot of things, man. I'm getting more into this motivational speaking with my king here. Also, I'm a poet. I'm an author. Y'all, if y'all are ever in the DFW area, I know we're gonna be broadcasting all over the world. But if y'all ever in the DFW area, hit me up. Let me know that y'all in town, man. I'd love to see y'all at one of these events, one of these shows. Man, really, at the end of the day, man, it's been a pleasure working with you, James. I love good energy, man. I love good energy, bro. This is like going to be my gospel. You know what I mean? Right, I left the church in the religious form. I left the church last year because honestly, Jesus wouldn't do enough for me. But we'll talk about that on another topic. But, you know, now I rely on my relationships because I had to realize that God is within me.
Right.
So instead of me always trying to play by everybody else's rules, and this goes back to you trying to give me my accolades, really it's just me finding a better understanding of myself. And loving myself as a person.
I'm gonna tell you what he did, bro. I was nervous at the rehearsals. First rehearsal, I went home and I said, I'm trash. I went to looking up YouTube videos, and then I was like, you told me, what's up, Fly? You call me something. You call me frat.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, you know I ain't going. I
Yeah.
don't have no fraternity, right? That was
Shout out
exactly
Phi
what-
Beta Sigma out there, blue and white. That's why I got the blue and white on that. I thought he was a
So-
Sigma. He was so damn cool.
So every time I get there, whether I was having a good day, I was having a bad day, you was always like, hey, bro, let's just do some goofy stuff.
Yeah.
And the goofy was more me versus what everything else is going on. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just like, if I can't be myself, I have no purpose of being here.
Yeah.
Because you want me to be myself. So I learned to just be myself. And when I became being myself, laid back, this is who I am, everything flowed.
Yeah, man, I grew up cocky. I grew up very arrogant, man, because I was ignorant. My arrogance was from my ignorance. You know what I mean? And like I said, what I see in people, man, is I see the God in people. And so what I had to realize was I had to grow as a person inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
Because until I was able to love myself, it would have been hard for me to show love to you.
Right.
Because I would have been scared that you was gonna try to take my shine. You was gonna try to steal my flow. You was gonna try to steal whatever.
Right.
You know, that was the insecure me.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing about Black men, we all got to realize that we're not experts.
No.
We don't know everything.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? Growth, that's why they call it growing pains.
Right.
When you grow into a kid, to a teenager, you go through pains.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
your voice changes, things like that. It's new.
Yeah.
You have to master being comfortable with that particular change.
Yeah.
When we go to college and we transition to college, we have to be comfortable with that change. The thing was, I wasn't embracing the change. I wasn't looking at the change head on. So I was a fractured man. I was an incomplete man because I wasn't ready to tell you about my faults.
Right.
To admit to you that I was wrong. Things
Right.
like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna laugh, joke, point out all your weaknesses, so you never even have a chance to point out mine.
Right.
But when I hit rock bottom, it made me realize that maybe the way that I was doing it wasn't the best way.
Correct.
So that's what brought me on this path of enlightenment, man. Is just through my diet. Then I started working out. But
Right.
then I started changing. My whole attitude started changing.
Right.
I became less aggressive. I became less angry. I became less hateful
Right.
because I actually was just loving myself more.
Right.
And it gave me the confidence in this new growth
Mhm.
to not have to worry about what was to the left and to the right of me.
See?
It was just that I was so confident in myself. It was like, man, if they don't see the God in me,
See, look,
it's on them.
Look, he giving another topic.
It's on them.
He started another conversation.
You know what I mean?
I'm just telling you. So this is what we want you to do. We want you to do, people. If you have a topic you would like for us to speak on, put it in the comments.
Yeah.
We're going to review it. We're going to rewatch this. We thank everybody for patiently waiting while we set up and everything, because you see, we want to look good for you.
You want to make it look good.
We want to look good. We don't want to half do anything. We just want to be here. Something for the people. Hear what you guys got to say. Feedback. We feed each other, not just this right here.
Yeah.
That right here.
It's been a great last hour, man. Thank y'all for chiming in. Y'all want to follow us, like I said, follow him. He gonna have to give you his Instagram here because he's so damn popular now. He got to have mask on his Instagram. So he got like a shadow Instagram than a real Instagram. So I'm gonna give the people your Instagram real quick.
It's James St. Patrick. Or if you can't see James St. Patrick, it's Mr. _ IB316 Senior, lowercase.
IB316 Senior. You can follow me on Real Spill on all platforms, RILL Spill D3. If you're on YouTube, follow, subscribe. Thank you, Facebook. We love you.
Like and share. Like and share.
We're gonna drop all the links.
Because everybody's always using their phone. Just share to YouTube.
Yeah,
Just
we're gonna drop all
like
the
and
links.
share, comment. Like, share, comment in that order.
If y'all want to see us live, y'all make sure y'all come check us out March 31st. Check me out March 30th. I'll also be at El Jefe's March 18th. If y'all in the DFW, chime in, man. Let Elevated Conversations, me, James, know that y'all in town so we can make sure y'all at one of these events. We love y'all, man. We'll see y'all next go round.
Audi 5.
Love y'all.